Except the winner of the Pazienza-Jones fight, that could be the big story tonight. Let me ask.
15 knockouts, defends against Uriah Grant. Uriah Grant has fought only one official fight since he last met Al Cole in February of 1993. Tail of the tape, Cole is 31, Grant 33. Cole is the taller of the two fighters, has no reach advantage though. Grant with an 81-inch reach. Grant will like to get inside. He's a bullish fighter and will try to get through the jab of Al Cole. The scoring and the rules of the IBF 10-point must system. 3 judges at ringside do the scoring. There is no 3 knockdown rule. A standing 8 count, no standing 8 count in this fight. Boxer cannot be saved by the bell in any round, and only the referee can stop the fight. If it's stopped on an accidental butt, they'll go to the scorecards after 6 rounds. Now let's go back to ringside. Standing by to call the fight, Al Bernstein and Dave Bontempo. Al.
Thank you, Sam. That is Al Cole as he comes in with the IBF Cruiserweight belt held aloft. It may well be the last time that he will defend this title. He has said, as Sam indicated, that he will go up to the heavyweight division. He's already fought once as a heavyweight against Mike Dixon, won that very impressively. But tonight, he is again the Cruiserweight champion.
It's always nice when a fighter can go up into the heavyweight division. If he's not happy with how quickly those fights are coming, he can come down and defend his title when the mandatory time is due. If he can get past this fight tonight, he would have another year to maintain that luxury of fighting in the heavyweight division, and if he wants to come down like he's doing tonight, he can do it again.
Very good point. Al Cole, very animated tonight. He's a young man. He has an Army background. Delightful fellow, and he's a little bit animated tonight. There is the record brought to you by Ring Magazine, the Bible of Boxing. See the knockout percentage at 48%. Al Cole makes the point to us, as he did today. He said, I may not be a huge knockout puncher, and some people wonder about it, but I always have people hurt in my fights. There's Uriah Grant's record. And so this rematch is about to begin. Will it be as good as the first one? We hope so. Let's go up to Michael Buffer in the center of the ring.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, from Atlantic City, New Jersey, Square Ring Promotions, New Contenders Boxing, and the New Jersey Casino Association, along with your undisputed king of beers, Budweiser, present World Championship Boxing. This bout is sanctioned by the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board Commissioner Larry Hazard Sr. and the International Boxing Federation, President Robert W. Lee, supervisor at ringside for the IBF for this contest, Mr. Darrell Peebles. The 3 judges scoring this bout on a 10-point must system will be Frank Brunette, Dr. Clark Sammartino, and Frank Skilbred. And when the bell rings, the man in charge of the action working in a World Championship bout for the 50th time, referee Steve Smoger. And now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment many of us have been waiting for. 12 rounds of boxing for the IBF Cruiserweight Championship of the World. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the red trimmed with black, and weighing in at 188 pounds. He now fights and trains out of Miami, Florida, but comes to us from Kingston, Jamaica, with a professional record of 23-10. 22 of his 23 victories by KO. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the #1 ranked cruiserweight in the world, Uriah the Sheik Grant. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the emerald green with black and gold trim and weighing 190 pounds. Fighting out of Spring Valley, New York, his professional record, 26 victories with only 1 defeat, 13 KOs. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the Cruiserweight Champion of the World, Alfred Ice Cole!
Let's go, let's go! Guys, we're giving you instructions at the weigh-in, and it's obeying my commands.
So we're set to go in this IBF Cruiserweight Championship match. That's the champion, Al Ice Cole, defending his crown against Uriah Grant, a man who he did defend it against once before. It was a thrilling 12-round fight. Since that fight, Grant has only fought one time and yet retained his #1 ranking, primarily in a way through not fighting. And it is a mandatory defense for Al Cole. We'll see how well he does here.
And sometimes the bugaboo of that #1 position is that it doesn't benefit a fighter to take a risk. They want to get the title fight, they think it's around the corner, and then if it doesn't happen for a while, you've got a long layoff.
And they were scheduled to have this rematch once before. It was back in January, I believe, and it fell through. And Grant just decided, I'm going to wait and have a shot at getting at Al Cole eventually.
Well, in their first fight, like many of his bouts, Cole had a strong finish to it. He hasn't been the fastest starter, but in rounds 7 and 8 on, he turns on like an alarm clock, and in many fights has swept those last 4 rounds and won the rounds he had to.
Very few boxers have improved as much as Al Cole has in his pro career. He came in after very narrowly missing the 1988 Olympics when he lost to Andrew Maynard twice. A win in either of those fights would have sent him to the Olympics. Very close decisions. He went on to win the IBF Cruiserweight Championship and has improved steadily.
I think his hard work ethic and the fact that he stays on an even plateau at all times are very significant. He never got caught up in any type of hype, never got ahead of himself.
He wants to be a heavyweight. Believes, as many do, that that is where the money is, and that is true.
And when lighter fighters do move up, they have the speed edge when they go into that division, and he landed 63% of the punches in his first heavyweight fight.
405 of 645 against Mike Dixon, knocked him out in 8 rounds. He says he'll defend this Cruiserweight title if he should win tonight from time to time, if that's necessary. Wants to keep that title, but also wants to see how the heavyweights will do for him. Uriah Grant having a hard time getting inside the Cole jab here in round 1.
Looks like he's showing a little bit of rust he needs to shake off here. He can't explode with his hands right now. He knows what he needs to do. That will loosen up as time goes along here.
Their first fight had featured many great exchanges. There's a good straight right hand by Al Cole. So in round 1, the jab of Al Cole, really the dominant story. And it allows him to undoubtedly win this round. Round 2 in this 12-rounder, scheduled for 12. The IBF Cruiserweight Championship on the line. Al Cole in green is the champion. The challenger is Uriah Grant. He's the #1 ranked challenger. Cole 31 and Uriah Grant is 33. A couple of veterans.
Cole tried to set up his jab into a right hand there, and it didn't quite work. Just missed over the top. However, an uppercut from that position would work to that target, and he does get it in there. Cole landing 12 of his 24 jabs in the opening round. Grant 3 of 21, as he just couldn't seem to find the range.
Cole landing at 50% with those jabs was a big weapon for him in round 1. There's the hook of Cole. Another punch that Al Cole has worked on and improved dramatically over the years.
Showing better leverage, turning more on it.
Nice little movement by Cole. Grant has trouble with boxers that move on him. When you're in front of Uriah Grant, he can get to you. Right now, Cole very accurate with his punches.
He's leading with the jab and countering with the right hand when Grant comes in to react to that jab.
Remember early in his career, Al Cole was such an imprecise puncher. And now he isn't.
You would see his balance, you'd see him leaning to one side a lot after he would be punching.
Hands up, guys.
One thing you gotta like about Al Cole, he's so candid when he talks about himself or how he's perceived by people.
This guy's been around for quite a while.
He really has.
Don't hold him,
Turned
Uriah.
pro in 1989. had 27 professional fights in that time. Uriah Grant, a pro since '84.
Cole is an example of a guy who has gotten better, probably because he didn't have the hype to live up to. He was brought along more steadily, more slowly, and the pressure was off him as he came along.
Nobody expected much from Al Cole. I think the man he lost to in the Olympic trials, Andrew Maynard, people expected him to be a great pro, and while Andrew Maynard had some success, his career didn't really pan out like Cole. Good hook by Al Cole. He hurt Grant with that, and he knows it now. But a nice right by Grant, so now it's turning into something like the first fight.
Well, Cole hurt him, but he doesn't want to open up too soon here.
That's it. Way to work out.
When Uriah Grant is hurt, he's dangerous. Now Cole's going back to the hook smartly. That's what worked for him early.
Especially with the leverage Cole has, the hook becomes quite effective.
Now there's Grant's hook, and he's got a pretty good one. But my, oh my, Al Cole very accurate here in round 2.
You making moves in the inside without punching, Cole. If you slip over to your left, throw the punch. If you slip over to the right, throw the punch. Don't slip over there and then come back. Okay? You understand? You freeze it up after you finish punching. I don't want you to be still after you finish punching. I want you to move around the guy. Okay? When you finish punching, you sitting out there waiting on him to go. Okay? Let's go. Okay? Shut your punches up. On the inside.
I told him that high trunk is a clean shot.
Okay? Okay? Yeah, but just sharpen your punches up some. You're doing good, but don't stand there.
Well, Cole opens it up in round 2. Nice right hand, good left hook there with the complete leverage on it. And Alton Mergerson saying when you do that, then step over to the left. Now Grant coming in, makes Cole miss, and he caught him on the tip there. You know he'll try to get back to that later and be a little closer.
We head into round 3. It is scheduled for 12. Al Ice Cole, the IBF Cruiserweight Championship, making the 4th defense of his title against Uriah Grant, a man he defended it against once. Both men are not noted as quick starters, and we can see they're both really picking up the pace.
Especially during round 2. Punch numbers going up a little bit. Cole 34 for 70, Grant 22 for 59. And Cole putting more together here and staying away after he gets his shot home.
Nice jab by Grant. One thing you have to like also about Cole, he steps in with that jab. It's not a timid jab.
That's a very confident jab. Oh, an uppercut there. And just missed punching down again. The uppercut seems more suited to Grant's style for Cole tonight than the right hand punching down.
Push off.
And he has landed it well against Uriah Grant.
Let him out, Uriah. Let him out.
Grant trying to punch on the inside. Steve Smoger breaks the fighters. Smoger working his 50th professional championship fight. Very fine referee.
Well, so far it's evident that Cole has been able to make his own openings in this fight, and Grant is relying on a Cole mistake to get his attack launched.
Good body work on the inside by Uriah Grant.
Uriah off his neck.
Even though Grant has a 23-10 record, which doesn't look glittering, the men he's lost to, like Cole and Frank Tate, Bobby Ches in a very close fight that you and I worked, Mike Cedillo, Joe Lasisi, all good fighters.
Just has not been able to get over the top in many of his fights. He's there and can't get the call.
A minute left to go here in round 3. The big story so far, I think, has been Al Cole's jab, though there's Grant using his, and the precise punching of Cole.
And he's been on the outside where he needs to be. He's been in control of the fight, and he's getting some pretty good pop in here.
Nice hook by Grant. Uriah Grant, you can feel him picking up the beat. I don't know that he's won this round, but you feel him getting his rhythm a little bit. Both men are doing fine work on the inside.
You can hear the thud on those punches over here. Both excellent body shots.
I have to tell you, I like the cruiserweight division when there are good cruiserweights fighting, and that's not a division that's been very deep in talent. because it's a nice blend of the power of heavyweights and the speed of the light heavyweights.
The only problem is that the fighters only stop there on their way up.
That's
If
true.
they'd like to stay there, it would be a tremendous division.
Except for Arlen Norris, who came back down after being a heavyweight. He's the rarity. Interesting first 3 rounds. Let's go to Phil Berger, our unofficial score. What do you think, Phil?
Al, I have Al Cole winning all 3 rounds, but this is a competitive fight, and I think Grant is going to make it closer before the evening is out.
Getting his rhythm a little bit, isn't he?
Absolutely.
All right, so Phil has it 3 rounds. I think I might be tempted to give all 3 rounds to
I would
Cole.
agree with that, too.
All right. Well, we're all 3 in agreement. That
Phil's
scares
on
me. We'll check in with Sam and John a little bit later on this scoring thing. We are into round 4. There are the numbers which support Phil Berger's suggestion.
And Cole with nice accuracy, but Grant picking it up, 34%. You know, those numbers were quite low before.
But it also shows that Grant has been competitive in this fight. Boy, Al Cole really looking good here. Nice double left hook by Al Cole. Grant keeping the pressure on. You and I were there when he fought Bobby Ches and had Ches in deep trouble at the end of the round, the 10th round. They rang the bell a minute early. And that was something that Grant and his people protested to the New Jersey Commission, but it didn't net them a rematch.
And the problem is that happens, and not many times will a subjective call like that get you the rematch, even though you might have been wrong. We're seeing Cole now forced into an inside fight and also at times obliging with Grant in here. A change of tactics from him after he'd been so successful outside.
And yet he's performing well in there.
Figuring perhaps if he can take away what Grant does best, or at least fight evenly on the inside, he can wear Grant down psychologically too.
Halfway through, a little bit more than halfway through this 4th round. One thing I love about what Steve Smoger's doing in this fight, he is letting them fight their way out when they can do it. Just like that.
Conspicuous by his absence.
Yeah. What a pleasure. A minute left to go here in round 4.
Let him out, Uriah, let him out.
They're really trying to work in there. And here's a case, the referee understands that the fighters are trying to utilize the inside, holding each other to spin off and get into their attack. Of course, he can't let it go too long. There's a situation where he knew that they were just laying on each other, and so he separates.
Well, good work done by both men, but it would appear that Al Cole has gotten a little bit of the better of it even here in round 4, but Uriah Grant's showing you why he's the #1 contender. Good right by Grant, and a left hook by Al Cole. Much like their first fight, a good action fight, both men doing very well. Good hook by Cole, but here comes Grant with the right hand, and some swelling now around the left eye of Al Cole. Excellent cruiserweight fight so far through 4 rounds.
Okay, if you go work on the inside like that, I don't want you to try to load up so much. Give me some light and strong. Just give me the big shots. I'm telling you, this guy will go be there. Give me the punches. Pop, 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 pop. Boom. Okay? You understand? But just give me the big shot. If he hit you with 1, I want you to hit him with 2 or 3, okay? Cool him down. Give him some water on his head, man. That on the face. That's good, but I want you to listen to me. I done told you 3 rounds straight. Pop, 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 pop. Instead of boom. Boom. The bombs ain't getting me. Swallow a little bit.
Well, here you go with Cole on the outside, doing what the game plan calls for early. Good stiff jab. Now, on the inside, Grant with a strong shot with the right hand. Cole kept on coming.
And there is Al Cole coming out here for round 5. And there are the numbers from round 4.
And Cole again with that edge. And Alton Mergerson expressing a little bit of surprise between rounds, saying, well, if you are going to get inside, well, then explode on the inside.
Well, they want more punches.
They want him on the outside, and Cole voluntarily went inside, so now they're telling him how to fight in there rather than lecture him about what to do. They gave him another angle into this fight.
We're in round 5 and it's scheduled for 12. Al Cole in the green trunks, the IBF Cruiserweight champion, came in here 26-1 with 13 KOs. Uriah Grant, the #1 contender, 23-10, 22 KOs. Tells you something about his punching power. And so far it has been all that was advertised, much like their initial bout in which Al Cole defended his title against Uriah Grant. A 12-round decision win on February 28th of 1993.
What's pleasing is that the second fight can be perhaps even better than the first much later. We talk about Grant's layoff, how much has he been sparring, how much in the gym. Their career juncture's not the same as they were before, and this has really come up and been a fine effort.
Well, let's make the point that Cole has not been active either. He fought Nate Miller July of '94 and fought Mike Dixon in March 18th of this year. Those are his only 2 fights in the last year and a half. And for Grant, he fought Al Cole in February of 1993, and in August of that year fought Perfecto Gonzalez, and that's been it for him. So both men, especially Grant, fighting with not a lot of activity, and yet they look sharp. I'm actually shocked that Uriah Grant looks this sharp after that long layoff.
He looks fit. Doesn't look to be fat on him. Good reflexes in this fight as he gets caught on the way in. Good head movement. He's ripping it up. When you know an opponent and you fought him and you know his style, sometimes you can come back to that a lot easier than against some other fighters. These guys are on their game.
Under a minute left to go. Some holding, and Steve Smoger breaks them. They don't try and punch in the break. 2 guys that have a lot of respect for each other and are acting that way in the ring. It's been a very clean fight, very well contested.
You're linking, guys. Push over. Put your hands free.
Under a half minute left to go in round 5 of this very entertaining cruiserweight matchup.
Grant trying to pressure here. That's his game. Cole obliging, getting some shots in.
Let him out.
Cole trying to work. Not working hard enough, though. Steve Smoger will separate them.
Just moments to go here in round 5. That we have an insight into Vinny Pazienza's strategy. He will go after Roy Jones. Some wondered about that.
And if anybody can adopt to that must-lead role, it is Vinny Pazienza. Has brought the best out of some other fighters. Cole with a 151-91 edge landed throughout this fight, piling up a pretty good lead, but not overwhelming.
We are in round 6. Al Cole starts out with not a double, but a triple jab to the head of Uriah Grant, but Grant keeps coming, and that is one of the charms of Uriah Grant as a fighter. He will just keep pressuring you. This gentleman who is originally from Kingston, Jamaica, now living in Miami. He and Al Banani have been together for years and forging their way in the light heavyweight and then cruiserweight division. Cole lands the good right hand.
And then ties up to try to work so he doesn't get caught with the Grant shot. And just the fact that Grant will keep coming and walking through whatever he's been hit will make Cole gamble more than he might have wanted to. He'll open up and try to stop Grant from coming in.
No.
Almost halfway through round 6. Both men still very active in this fight and throwing lots and lots of punches. Both men have been 12 before, of course, so they're used to going that distance. And you wouldn't expect too much of a drop-off. And Dave's talked about how Cole does well in the later rounds.
He hits a stride about round 7.
Good right from Cole. After using the jabs very effectively, Al Cole rips a right to the head of Uriah Grant.
He's thrown offensive right hands. A moment ago, he threw a defensive right hand as Grant was coming in, and he had to stop him from getting right on top.
Beautiful uppercut by Cole. Al Cole's percentage in this fight, a good one so far, over 50%, and that's how you know it's excellent.
Good hook by Cole, the combos together, and the balance.
That's what Alton Murkison said to him, Dave. He said, put punches together, the big ones will come.
Another example of a well-schooled Alton Murchison fighter. Cole, Jones, and of course Gaynor.
So far, Alton Murchison is 1-0. Derek Gaynor, his fighter from Pensacola, won earlier, and right now his champion Al Cole is performing very well.
Reload. Let him out of there, Uriah.
Grant holding a little bit. Smoger loath to get in and break them. He may have to in a moment. They fight their way out. Working hard on the inside. A good hook by Grant. But a good hook by Cole as well. Uriah Grant may have been stunned by that punch. And that's the end of yet another interesting, exciting round.
Okay, just sit down and take a deep breath. That's good. You come out on top on the punching. But Cole, do what I told you. When you finish punching, move him or something. Turn around him. Don't just lay in and wait for him to start punching, okay? You got to listen to me on that. Okay? Take deep breath. Keep that flow wiped up.
Champ. Halfway home.
Keep that flow wiped up. Okay? Cole, when you finish punching, don't stop and wait for him. Hold him or turn him or something. Okay, hold him or turn him or something. Don't just stay there and wait for him to stop punching. Okay?
Well, you're going to see a tall man using his leverage. This punch, we talked about it before. Cole is right on with that shot. Good uppercut. Here's another look at it from right up close. He bends and gets everything into it. That accounts for the execution. Now, the jab outside shows a different weapon and gets the right hand in behind the jab. The jab, the right hand, working in concert.
Beautiful replays and beautiful work by Al Cole. We're into round 7. That's Al Cole in the green trunks, the IBF Cruiserweight champion. #1 contender, Uriah Grant. Now a little more movement from Al Cole.
And here's he does. He can pop that jab home at will by moving laterally.
His jab is just a thing of beauty here tonight. Man, he is landing and landing that punch.
And throwing it from the shoulder. It travels a shorter distance against a smaller fighter. It pops right in there.
Now there's Grant using his jab a bit, something he has not done enough of.
No, it's Vaseline.
Isn't it something?
Right, who lost
That doesn't jab all night. Then when the other fighter steps up with the jab, he starts to jab.
They got their pieces.
If he's jabbing, so should I.
I guess it gave him the idea.
Let him out. Come on, Cole, get your butt out. Run out.
There's a hook by Uriah Grant. We approach the halfway mark in round 7. This one is scheduled for 10. Reminder that after this one, it will be Roy Jones Jr. against Vinny Pazienza in the long-awaited matchup between those two super middleweights for Jones's IBF super middleweight title. Alton Murchison will do a quick change of his jackets, run back, get ready with Roy Jones.
Maybe they could bring one out for him. Stay right there.
He'll stay here. What's the point in going back? Cole using movement very effectively, and look at how nicely he set up the right hand.
Tremendous balance. He got in, then he got out.
Well, now as you look at Al Cole, can you imagine this kind of movement befuddling heavyweights?
Certainly. We saw it against the Dixon fight where he landed all those shots. And the difference would be in a heavyweight fight, he would use the speed. Then when he got the opening, he would have to sit down more on his punches than he does in this type of a division here. But it would be possible because the heavyweights are slower.
And he did knock out Mike Dixon, who granted is not the greatest heavyweight that ever lived, but he's the guy who's been in with many good heavyweights and gone that length with heavyweights.
Just wore him down, stayed very disciplined throughout that fight.
Half a minute left to go in round 7. First, of course, Al Cole's got to defend his title tonight, and we think he's doing it so far against Uriah Grant, but Grant is a very dangerous fighter. And he is still in there winging. Nice uppercut by Cole, though. Nice combination work by Al Cole.
Counting your right hand. Counting your jab with the right hand. He does that, throw the right hand, but then come back with the double hook. On the inside, free your hands and punch. 2 or 3 punches, and you got to push him. Deep breath. Let's go. You need every round, big. You need a knockout.
Cole has his jabbing rhythm going here. Moves the head over, then comes over with the right hand, setting it up and gets the 2-punch combination behind the jab, and the jab didn't even get in.
We head into round 8, and if you're wondering how our scorer Phil Berger has it, let's go to Phil. There's your
Al,
score.
you know, I'm sure that the official judges who give Uriah Grant the E for effort kind of rounds, but if you look at these rounds objectively, I think Al Cole's won them all. Uriah Grant has come up just a load short on every round.
All right, even though they've been competitive rounds, most of them probably dominated by Al Cole. Well, Al Bonani doing some good corner work. First, he appealed to his nationalistic pride. Told him, don't talk tough to me, go out and fight him. But the more important than all that, he followed it up with some very good technical advice.
Told him about getting the right hand, overturning it, setting up double left hooks, and making sure that he was able to put punches together. And Grant is at the stage in this fight where really he's eating a lot more leather via the jab. It's taking him longer to get his shots off. And it looks like he's got into that 1-punch territory where he's trying to turn around the fight instantly, and that prompted concern from his corner.
And let me tell you, I think Al Bonani's right. If there is a combination on the inside that's going to work for Grant, it's the double left hook, because we've seen him land left hooks against Cole, and if there is a power punch in Grant's arsenal, it is the left hook. Halfway through round 8, Al Bernstein, Dave Von Tempo. Our host is Sam Rosen. John Saraceno's in the locker room. Phil Berger is scoring, and we are all anxiously awaiting the Vinny Pazienza, Roy Jones Jr. bout. But right now we're being entertained with this cruiserweight matchup.
And that was a move by the referee not to penalize what had been done, but what was about to be done.
Yes, and you know what I love about Steve Smoker as a referee? He does everything without hostility, without anger. He is simply an arbiter in there. Good right hand by Al Cole. He might have gotten Uriah Grant's attention after a left hook. Grant holding on.
Really shaken Cole has gotten to him, and we're looking at a very tired fighter here with Grant. Cole may smell the opportunity to finish this. This is about when he picks it up in his fights.
He is really ripping Uriah Grant. You're right. You said it earlier. You said the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th rounds are owned by Cole. And so far in this 8th, as in the 7th, Al Cole has been superb. What a difference in Al Cole in the last couple of years. I know people may think I'm waxing too enthusiastic about it, but if they didn't see his fights early on as a pro, big right hurt Grant. Man, this is a superb performance by Cole. Good body work, too. Great combinations. Only seconds remaining. Otherwise, he might have had a chance to finish Uriah Grant. What a great round of boxing for that man, Al Cole, and a tough one for Uriah Grant.
I'm going to stop the fight. You want me to stop the fight? Listen, you got to strike back when he's throwing. He's hitting you with too many punches. You hear what I'm telling you? You hear what I'm telling you? Look at me. Yeah. Open. Grant, can you get under some of them shots? You still know where you're at? Huh?
Yes.
Huh?
Okay, I know.
I'm thinking of stopping this. You hear what I'm telling you?
Why? Deep breath, deep breath.
You can't win a fight like this.
Deep breath, deep breath.
Give me everything you have this time. I know you all. I want more. You hear me?
Come on.
All right? This guy's tired, just like you're tired. Worse than you. You're still not pushing the way I told you, are you? When he's jabbing you, are you countering with your own jab? Are you...
Well, at Al Cole, you're looking at someone who, through the years, has found his leverage. First, the jab snaps out. Then you watch him sit down on these shots here. Nice hook, good jab, setting into the hook. Nicely done with the uppercut as well. And the balance was superior at all times.
That is one of the things that's different about Al Cole is you look at those numbers in round 8. My.
What percentage by Cole there. And what that 41 would not tell you by itself is that there were more high-quality numbers in there in that round than previous rounds.
That's one of the best rounds of boxing I have seen, and you and I have done many Al Cole fights. That's maybe the best round of boxing I've seen from him as a professional. Grant using his jab, and that's one of the things Al Bonani is telling him. You've got to use your own jab. People like sometimes forget that boxing is a sport. It's a technical sport. The things you do in the ring net results. Uriah Grant has not done exactly what his game plan called for. That's why he is not doing well. They wanted to push Al Cole off. He's not doing it. They wanted to use his own jab and the double left hooks. He's not doing those things.
And when he's been on the inside, which Cole may have surprised him by volunteering to fight in there, it was right in front of him, and he hasn't done it tonight.
In other words, the point is, he was given the opportunity to employ their game plan.
Didn't even have to work to get inside tonight. It was there.
It is scheduled for 12. Al Cole moving to lefty now. That's intriguing.
Usually, a move to a southpaw is a concession by many fighters, but it does open up a different side, and he goes right back.
Well, he noted that he wasn't landing the jab as well from that side as he was the righty, so he thought, why not go back to what's working?
How can you go away from that jab tonight?
No. It's kind of like throwing a fastball to Mickey Mantle in his prime. You better throw the curveball. It's your only shot. Under a minute left to go here in round 9. There's Cole again sticking out the jab. Good right by Uriah Grant. He's still in there winging, I got to tell you. But it's just not working for him so far.
And it hasn't been a real matter of momentum flows for Al Cole here. He's been pretty much winning this from the opening gate, and up to this point, his most complete performance as a pro.
Good body work. That is one of the things that you really have to admire about Cole. It's one of the things that is wearing Uriah Grant out, but Grant still comes forward.
Cole used to fight in some spurts, but there were bigger gaps of time between when he would get his attack going. That time is to dramatically shorten.
Yeah, he gives you 3 solid minutes every round now. Round 9 passes into the night. Another good one.
Let's go. We're in the 10th. 10th round. We're going to the 10th. Okay?
Well, the Cole tribute continues here between rounds. As you take a look at everything, he's done well during this fight. Good hook there. He threw the right hand immediately behind that.
We head into round 10. Al Cole in the green trunks, and in the red it is Uriah Grant. And it's interesting, Alton Murkison saying he wants even more from Al Cole. He's throwing some pretty good combinations. There is the evidence.
A tremendous edge in the punches landed all throughout this fight. Great effectiveness. And it just seems like Murkison wants to keep Cole in that same gear that he's had him. He wants to be mindful of being strong on the inside. There he got caught.
A nice counter right hand after the hook by Grant. Albinani's been telling him all along, when he throws that left hand, be ready to counter. This time Grant was. Now, is that a sign that Cole's left is getting a little slower? We'll see.
Or is Grant thinking, where has this been all night?
Now, I believe there might be a cut to develop. Steve Smoger said it's a clash of heads at the butt. So if there was a cut that developed, yes. And he indicated it came from heads clashing. They would go to the scorecards if that stopped the fight.
And that's a crucial ruling. Because otherwise, if the fighter does not get the benefit of the call in that situation, he could lose being the TKO route. Terrible.
And I think that cut, I can't see it too well from here, but I think it's a fairly nasty cut. Good body work by Cole. Boy, he is ripping.
And what he's trying to do here is shorten the distance.
Oh, yeah, that cut is bad. There's a lot of blood streaming from it. They'll try and work on it in between rounds, but we're only halfway through the round.
Now you go to see Grant balancing, and he pushes off. He'll try to use his head on that.
That's the first time he used that strategy, and Albinani has been telling him to use it throughout the fight.
Something about seeing blood, no matter how it occurs, will move a fighter sometimes into another level.
See, and I got to tell you, it's not good for Uriah Grant if this fight gets stopped right now.
No.
He'll lose. They'll go to the scorecards, and he'll lose. So he's in a real trick back.
He's got to fight the natural tendency, which would be to work the cut in the first 3 rounds.
And you don't want to do that. He has to go for a knockout because that's what he needs to get the win.
And that cut is going into the eye of Cole. It's directly over the eye. Very dangerous spot.
Frank, don't punch. Uriah, let his hand up.
Well, if there is something to portend success for Vinny Pazienza, he, of course, is the Tasmanian Devil. He is billed as the Devil with Mr. Jones. The New Jersey Devils won the Stanley Cup 5-2 tonight in a sweep over the Red Wings. Does this mean it's a devilish night?
Oh, it could be. And what do you want to say that we got that information from our buddy Sam Rosen
I
up
bet
top?
we did. Mr. Hockey, probably the best hockey announcer in all of sport. Right now, Al Cole will go back to his corner, and they will work on that cut. Or maybe they won't. Maybe they want to see this fight stop.
Maybe they'll open it.
Using his head. You can't stay on the inside with him like that. Take deep breath. Wipe the face off, man. Let's see the cut. Let him see the cut, y'all. Boxing. You box him, quit staying on the inside like I told you. That is an unintentional headbutt and so ruled. Okay. Unintentional headbutt. I don't want you inside with him, though. Why you keep laying in? Listen to me, you got 2 rounds to go. That's done. You understand? Clean him up, Doc. Get that sponge. Give me the sponge. Here. Quit laying inside. Come on. Use the ring. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on. Don't lay in with him.
We headed to round 11. And you heard Steve Smoger say it was unintentional clash of heads created that cut.
First received well in one corner and not very well over in the corner of Uriah Grant.
Let's go to Phil Berger now with his scoring.
Al, after 10 rounds on my unofficial card, I have Al Cole 100, Uriah Grant 90. I think Al Cole is mopping him up.
Getting back to that point with Al Benani, he reacted strongly against it when told of that because he really can't tell the fighter to go out and go after that cut now in the last couple of rounds.
And he, of course, doesn't feel that it was a clash of heads. Hard to tell, but one thing about Steve Smoger, not only was he right there, he made the call immediately. We heard him verbally do it during the round.
And he notified all the authorities after the round was over, so there's no question.
I got to tell you, the preciseness with which Steve Smoger works the fight is what makes it a delight to watch him work. Now, they don't want Al Cole on the inside. Altenberg screamed at him. Where is he? On the inside.
And earlier they said, if you're going to fight inside, fight this way, explode on the inside. Now, Al Cole has chosen to go in there. Could be to save a little bit of stamina. It could be that he doesn't want to get hit with a jab to open up the cut. But he looks like he's trying to buy his way through these rounds here.
Well, there may be some fatigue, as you pointed out.
And for the first time, we're seeing Al Cole initiate the holding.
Don't punch, don't punch.
Well, Cole's been 12 rounds 6 times, so he's well used to the limit, as is Uriah Grant. He's been 12 on 4 occasions. Good double hook by Al Cole. There's Cole going to the outside where he's so effective. He's just a little tired right now. And he has expended a lot of energy. He has really worked hard in this fight.
Now, we made the point earlier about how strong he is in the late rounds, but he was always rallying from points he gave away early in the fight. This time he spread his pace out a little bit differently, expended more earlier in the fight, built his lead, and now probably has close to the amount of energy his corner thinks he should have at this stage of the fight. Not quite, but close.
Switches to southpaw again.
Hey, if you're Grant, you have to gamble here. You see what's going on. You see that Cole is tying up, changing styles to one that he hasn't used as effectively. What do you have to lose?
Cole now on the inside again, working. Grant has not been all that effective in this round. He's done some work offensively, but not like he's landing a lot of punches. 33-year-old Uriah Grant with what might be his last chance at a cruiserweight title. Al Cole defending the crown. That'll do it for round 11.
31 punches through the 11th round. He's got a big edge that way, unloading quite a lot too, explaining how he has just hit his wall.
And Uriah Grant with not too bad a connect percentage at 40 for himself. which is why this has been an entertaining fight, even though it's one that we feel Al Cole is winning and winning big. Good left uppercut by Cole. And now he's on the outside. Look how effective he is out there.
Grant can't get near him when Cole is on the outside, popping the jab.
Landing that jab with impunity is Al Cole. A lot of movement. Why not? Way ahead.
Just show him something here. That's all he has to do.
He can be in the prevent defense if he wants. And from the outside, he's more effective anyway.
And he can't get hit with a shot toward the eye area from out there either, if he's far enough.
He's got the height and reach advantage on Uriah Grant. Why not use a good right by Grant? Left to go in this bout for the IBF Cruiserweight Championship.
And you see how the stamina plays into the role of a fighter, especially somebody who's got a good jab as Cole does. If he can combine the lateral movement with it late in the fight, the legs will still be there and carry him through all the way. Grant just wishes right now he had the gas tank to explode and take advantage here because he needs the big one.
Under more than halfway through the 12th round, the final round, and for Al Cole, he is doing a very nice job of moving, hitting Uriah Grant, staying out of trouble, and landing plenty big punches here in this 12th round.
Frank, I'm here.
You know what you can say about this fight? It was well contested by both men. Uriah Grant, even though coming off a long layoff, performed well, and referee Steve Smoger did a fine job to let it be an entertaining match.
He let them work on the inside. He made his calls quickly, and especially the one when he determined the headbutt. He did not change the flow of the fight and make fighters go the style they shouldn't be. He was right there, and also, these guys fought to form. They went right to their ability level.
Well, the second time around was just as good for Al Cole, not quite as good for Uriah Grant. Even though he lost the first one, it was a little closer. This one, I think, though we haven't seen the official scoring yet, it's got to be a fairly big edge for Al Cole. Nice work on the inside by Grant. But it's a little late. Oh, and Al Cole rips him with a hook in the right hand. His Grant hurt. An excellent cruiserweight match. Al Cole believes that he won this bout, the rematch from before. This 12-rounder just as entertaining as the last one.
And a chance to really show you how much Cole has improved over their first fight.
All right, Sam Rosen is up top. Let's go to Sam right now.
Thanks, Al. Superb performance by Al Cole in this, his fourth title defense. It's the third time that he's ever fought an opponent twice, and each time that he's done that, he's fought better the second time. He beat Leon Taylor, their second matchup. Nate Miller, he beat decisively in their second meeting. And here tonight, it appears he has defeated soundly Uriah Grant in this title defense. We take a look at the CompuBox stats, and you see the numbers of punches thrown by Al Cole. 51% landed, 367 punches landed to 205 by Uriah Grant. Again, the jab of Al Cole significantly improved. The great work done by trainer Alton Murkison. You can't say enough about the work he's done. And interesting to note, the two fighters that Murkison has had tonight, Derek Gainer and Al Cole, both using the jab very, very well. Roy Jones Jr. told us this morning that he plans to use the jab a lot more than he has in recent fights. Coming up in our main event, the Tasmanian Devil, Vinny Pazienza, will try to take Roy Jones Jr. title away from him. Vinny warming up, confident, despite the fact that everyone around outside of the Rhode Island contingent feels that Roy Jones Jr. will take this fight easily. And in the locker room, Roy Jones Jr., a huge basketball fan with one of his heroes, Dr. J. Coming up, the IBF Super Middleweight Championship bout with Roy Jones Jr. and Vinny Pazienza. Right now, let's go back to Al at ringside.
Thank you, Sam. We are awaiting this decision. We think we know the outcome. We'll find out for sure now by going to Michael Butler.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to the scorecards. Paul Herman and Frank Skilbred both scored it 117 to 111. Dr. Clark Sammartino has it 118 to 110 for the winner by unanimous decision, and still cruiserweight champion of the world, Alfred Ice Cole.
Al Cole gets his 27th win as a professional against one loss. For the second time, he defeats Uriah Grant in what was just about as an exciting a fight as they had their first time. He's posing with some of the officials of the New Jersey Athletic Commission. And in a moment, Dave Bontempo will be chatting with this IBF Cruiserweight champion, a man who is soon to become a heavyweight. He's already made one foray into the heavyweight division by beating Mike Dixon, and we can look forward to more matches from Al Cole. Dave Bontempo is in the ring. Let's go up to him and Al Cole.
Okay, thanks, Al. Al Cole right here. Al, a huge win. Did you think it was the most complete fight of your career to this point?
No, every fight they've been telling me I've been getting better, But first of all, let me say, God bless everybody. Thanks to Christian House of Prayer in Texas. And how you doing, Nicole in Washington?
The outside, you were really controlling that from the outside tonight. One of the best jabs do you think you've had?
I don't know. Every fight y'all tell my jab is better. This is
Well, it looks better fight to fight.
Every fight you've been saying the same thing, so I can't really say. You know, I let y'all the sports experts, I let y'all tell me.
Did you feel you were in control of the fight?
Oh, yes, but I think I slowed up a bit too much. I stayed inside a little bit too much. I took my time to rest a little bit. I could have pushed the issue a little bit more like I tried to do in the 12th round, but my hands were hurt early from the beginning of the fight when I caught him with a couple of good punches in the second and third round.
What did you think was the big difference between this and the first fight?
At the time when I first won the title, he was my first defense. He had more experience than me. And after that, and I still beat him. Now I got the more experience. Now I gained a lot more experience. Working with Roy Jones down there, you know, helped me a whole lot with Coach Murray. So I got a little bit more experience under my belt, a little bit more seasoned. So that's the difference. At that time, I was just like 3-4 years boxing. Now I've been going to champ over like 3-4 years now.
Okay, Al, thanks. Congratulations on the convincing win. Let's take it now down to Al Bernstein.
All right, Al Cole gets a terrific win and sets the table for our main event. Vinny Pazienza and Roy